Am I the asshole for kicking out my sister after she refused to help with my son? My parents had me 25F at a very old age. All my siblings are significantly older than me and they tolerated me for the most part. My oldest sister took it a step further and barely interacted with me. I learned quickly that she disliked me and I kept my space from her afterwards. Although we live in the same town, we didn't really interact with each other and only talked during family events calls. Recently my sister lost her job. She is widowed with adult children who live on their own in different cities. My mom begged me to let her move in with me and framed as a chance for us to bond and become actual sisters. My sister has been living with me for about 7 months now. She doesn't help with anything, she doesn't cook, clean or even contribute to utility bills. The only thing she does is play with my son 1 year old. And even then it's like 15–20 minutes, and if he needs a diaper change or need to be fed, she calls on me. I was making dinner for the 3 of us, my husband was still at work at this time and my sister was playing in the living room with my son. She called me that I should come and change my son's diapers. I asked her to please change it since I was cutting vegetables. She said it can wait and that she's been there and done that. I stopped cooking and changed my son's diapers. After the dinner was done, I didn't call my sister to come and eat and I'm sure she got the memo. The next day, I told my sister that I can't live with her anymore and that she needs to find a new place to live. She called me names. My parents are saying I'm wicked for kicking out my own sister and so are my siblings. They also said that my sister isn't my nanny and it's unfair of me to expect free childcare. Not the asshole. If you can't expect free childcare, then she shouldn't expect a place to live of which she contributes nothing to. If she doesn't help pay bills, she should be expected to help out in other ways, whether it be chores or helping out with your baby. The entitlement is disgusting. If she doesn't contribute to anything, she can help out with child care, especially if that child care is when you're cleaning for her. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your sister is mooching off you and your husband. I get that she lost her job, but she can still help out around the house to help out. She's been living rent-free for 7 months. Time for her to live with someone else if she won't step up and help. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, watching your son. If she really didn't want to change your son, she could have offered to finish up dinner while you spent time with him. Good luck. Also, does your family who is complaining realize she does nothing but mooch off of you and your hubby, or do they think she helps out and you're just booting her out? Not the asshole. Free childcare. You aren't asking for free childcare. You asked for her to change 1 diaper while you prepared supper for her. If she's so ungrateful for having a roof over her head and food to eat that's cooked by someone else that she can't even change the occasional diaper, she doesn't deserve to live with you. Not the asshole. Able-bodied adults should contribute in some way to household in which they live. Not the asshole. Your sister may not be your nanny, but you aren't her mother, either, which means she doesn't get to expect free room and board. Personally, I would tell her she can stay, but she has to pay rent, utilities, and help with the chores. If she doesn't want to do those things, she can go live with your parents or siblings since they're so concerned about her having a place. If they keep it up, you should go no contact with all of them indefinitely. Info. Have you talked to her at all about taking on more responsibilities in the house, or just ask her this time? Not the asshole. They think you're wrong for wanting free child care, but sis is entitled to free housing, utilities, food and housekeeping. Let the rest of them take her in. You're the asshole only for letting this last for so long. Not the asshole. If she paid rent and utilities, she wouldn't be expected to help out. You have been more than generous and she can move in with any of the people criticizing you. I'm actually going to vote Esh. Your sister sucks because she is absolutely happy to accept your generosity and not in the grateful, if there's something I can do to help out, way. You kind of suck for not sitting down like grown-ups before she moved in and coming to, I don't know, some sort of fair agreement on the how much and schedule of free child care if it was your expectation that was her payment for room and board. Not the asshole. She is living rent-free in your home, she needs to help with childcare. She is not a 20-year-old crashing on her parents' couch for a week. Your sister needs to grow up. You are not the asshole at all for setting this boundary. Just because your parents don't respect the boundary doesn't mean it was an inappropriate one to set. Not the asshole. Unemployed or not, she needs to contribute something, either in the form of money or other household tasks like cooking, cleaning, child care. Or, she can move out. You're not required to let her live with you just because you're sisters. Not the asshole. If everyone in the family cares so much about your sister, why not welcome her into their own homes? Because calling you names won't change a thing, the reality in which she is living rent-free and abusing of the help you've been giving her for months. I would have gladly kicked her out if she behaved like that in my house, because if someone cared for me during hard times, I'd show how much grateful I am by helping, not necessarily with bills, but with house chores, and none of that is happening, so please, tell her that she's not living in an hotel and that she is supposed to give you a hand. And I was wondering, Op said the sister has adult children, so how is it that she won't even change a diaper? That says a lot. Not the asshole. By allowing your sister to live for 7 months in your house for free, you've been very generous and you've gone far beyond any obligation you had. Your sister isn't entitled to your generosity. By giving her an easy way out, you've been enabling her bad behavior. She had no reason to take her responsibilities and has been living as a leech as a result of allowing her to, but this is no way for an adult woman to live. It's unfair of me to expect free child care. It is unfair to expect free child care. Lodging isn't free. Doing all the household chores is the least your sister could have done. What was the agreement the two of you made when she moved in? Was the agreement that she would contribute time, labor, childcare? If you didn't make an agreement, then she sucks that she won't help, but you also suck that you didn't make your expectations clear. My sister isn't my nanny and it's unfair of me to expect free child care. But it's okay for your sister to expect free accommodation, free food, free electricity, and free maid service. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Time for her to go live with one of the other siblings. See what they have to say about it after they foot the bill for 6 months. She's got to be in her 40s or 50s at least if she's got adult children. She can contribute to the upkeep since she's living there long term. If she not doing anything else, childcare beyond the barely token effort is more than reasonable. Not the asshole. You aren't demanding she take over raising her nephew or that she becomes basically Cinderella and clean the entire house. You ask to change a single damn diaper. It's what 10 malanes at most to change a diaper. Babies get what wiggly, so I say 10 for that reason. You were working on dinner, so not really hygienic or easy. She lives rent and bill free. She can change a damn diaper. What happens next time? What if he falls or gets hurt and you don't know it? Or isn't home to handle things? Is she gonna just let him be till you're back? She's a grown woman, there's jobs to apply for and she can pay rent. She shouldn't be loving rent-free and such and not be willing to at least change a diaper. Info: why do you let her live here rent-free, chores-free for 7 months? Not the asshole. Seriously, they expect her to stay there rent-free unemployed and do no contribution. You did the correct thing by kicking her out. Info: was it established that she'd help with childcare before she moved in? Not the asshole, but a little everyone sucks here. No, you shouldn't expect her to take care of your kid, but you should have laid down some ground rules as to how her staying there should be handled. Don't expect anyone to know what you are thinking or expecting. Tell them. Tell her she should be doing chores, tell her which ones, that she should be contributing to the cooking and kitchen cleanup if she's eating your food and living under your roof, that she should be paying some sort of rent or utilities, and if she doesn't have any money then should be doing something in exchange for her free room and board. This is exactly why there needs to be a written agreement for these sorts of things. For a stay that long she should have had assigned tasks around the house from the beginning. Unless she agreed to do things around the house when she moved in, you can't expect she just would. No agreement also means she can't really complain for you kicking her out for any or no reason. This is hard because you were the one who screwed most in this situation, but I have to go with LMAON. Clapping hands light skin tone. T clapping hands light skin tone. A clapping hands light skin tone. Your sister sounds horrible. Your other family can take her in. She could have apologized and said she will do better next time, but instead she called you names. Your sister isn't your nanny. But you aren't her hotel. Not the asshole. This isn't about a diaper. Info: how did you handle the last 6.75 months of her not contributing? By the end of the second week you should have her signing an agreement to the effect of, I will do X, Y, and Z, or I will leave and go be a burden to some other family member. Not the asshole. Family does not automatically owe family anything. She doesn't owe you help with your son. And you definitely do not owe her free room and board, with personal dinner service. Sounds like an uncomfortable living situation, and you shouldn't have to put up with an ungrateful person who's taking advantage of a person who she'd probably still be ignoring under different circumstances. NTA. They are all free to house and feed the freeloader, but you are done. Not the asshole. She isn't your nanny and you aren't her hired help, cook, maid or parent. Personally, I would set the record straight with your parents. She contributes nothing, hasn't looked for work in 7 months and refuses to help with anything, and now your relationship is even further apart. It sounds like she prefers freeloading instead of taking the opportunity to get herself in order. Sometimes the best way to help someone is to boot them out or refuse to allow the freeloading to occur any further. Ultimatum. Help with household chores and pay minimal amounts for bills, or move out. And make it clear you didn't see her as a nanny, but she shouldn't treat you like you're her guardian or responsible for her. LMFAO. You're wicked because you're expecting free childcare, but she's just fine for living completely rent-free in your home. Not the asshole. Please get her out of your house. For kicking her out for not providing free childcare, you're an A, but for her to be mooching off you is shitty, and that makes her the A. So I'll go with Esh. But I don't think you kicked her out for not changing your son's diaper. I think you kicked her out because her mooching built up until this latest incident caused it all to overflow. Then she should work on dinner? NTA. If she's not gonna assist in the home, F that. Not the asshole. You're asking for her to contribute to the household. Maybe have a more formal discussion around this topic, and if she refuses, go ahead and ask her to find another place to stay. Not the asshole. Nothing you described implies you expect her to provide 24/7 childcare. You're a saint for putting up with her as long as you have. She doesn't cook, clean or pay bills. Asking her to occasionally change a diaper is the definition of bare minimum. She sounds like a real peach. Obviously your family knows this, because none of them volunteered to house her. She got dumped on you because you're nice. You did enough, op. She's an adult, and can sort out her own life. Not the asshole. OMG, if I lived in your place for free and didn't have to pay rent, for food, utilities etc., you would have another set of hands to help cook, clean, do the laundry, play with the baby, go to appointments, whatever you needed, especially if you were my sister. Don't worry, I have a place to live and food and stuff already, lol. Not the asshole. She's just taking advantage. Why won't your family take her in if they're so upset? Not the asshole. Your sister acts like she's living in a hotel. But living in a hotel costs money. Not the asshole. So your parents expect you to be your sister's nanny? Lol. Not the asshole. Raised by narcissists. Just no family. So your sister has not helped at all for 7 months while you give her shelter and food, but somehow you are the bad one. If I were you, I would have yelled at your parents and brothers, and I would have preferred to keep my distance from them. You must have golden patience, and by the way, you are not the bad one here. NTA. She can live with your parents, one of her kids, one of your siblings, or rent a room somewhere else. Info. Did you ever confront her? Did you ever talk to her about your issues with her contributing nothing? It sounds like you didn't. I mean, it's common sense to me to contribute where you're staying, but it's also common sense to me to communicate like an adult. Also, you can expect household chores, but you sure as hell can't expect childcare. Sure, after 7 months I get that you kicked her out, but it shouldn't have been for childcare and rather all the other reasons and maybe proper communication. So I'm going with Esh. Not the asshole. She is not a guest or a member of the household, she is a freeloader. Time for her to go live with your parents or other siblings or her own adult children. It is unfair of you to expect free childcare, and it is unfair of her to expect to live for free in someone's home without doing anything. Not the asshole. She needs to stand on her own 2 feet, and let's see how that goes for her. Not the asshole. Your sister sounds like a pain in the you-know-what. She has adult children and other siblings. It's not like she is homeless. My parents are saying I'm wicked for kicking out my own sister, and so are my siblings. Maybe they could take her, and then. Are the other siblings or parents opening their homes? If not, they can shut the fuck up. NTA. So she lives with you rent-free, doesn't contribute in any way other than a 15-20 minute play with your son. If you parents and older siblings feel so strongly, they can put a roof over her head. Info. Was there a discussion before she moved in about what role she would have in the house? Would she be considered a renter and expected to pay a small amount of rent or towards utilities? Or if she is so hard up on finances, that she would earn her keep? And if so, how would she do that cleaning? Cooking? Was it clearly outlined that she'd have to take help with childcare? It would help to know what was discussed beforehand if she's shirking her responsibilities or what. Not the asshole. You weren't expecting free childcare. You were asking your sister guest in your house to do you a favor while you were busy. Not only were you cooking, but you were cooking her dinner for her. If she was clueless about kids and had never changed a nappy before, I can understand her saying no, but this is a woman that has to be in her 30s at least and has multiple children of her own. Asking her to do one nappy change to help you out is not at all unreasonable, and her response of, "Been there, done that," pretty much sums up her shitty attitude and makes it clear she has no intention of helping you out.